होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन की कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रैंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रैंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to all the dear participants, potential business buyers. The Franchise India teams welcomes each one of you to our digital webinar under Business Opportunity over Chai series. This is a 45-minute session where we will be sharing a very big business opportunity for each one of you so that you take the correct and the complete understanding about their business as well as financial model. Talk about that particular brand with us, share your queries so that we give you the clarity on each and every point. Franchise India team is there to help each and every investor in getting the maximum business solutions suggestions from our side. And today it is our privilege that we have invited Miss Venus Barak, who is the CEO at Frank Global company along under the umbrella of Franchise India, to talk and represent this special opportunity which we have got for you, HoopMountain. Along with Venus, we have also invited her team to share their presentation with us. Thank you so much, Venus, for joining in today under our Business Opportunity of a Chai webinar series to talk about this brand. Now, we formally invite you to start and host this particular webinar. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Archana. Again, congratulations on single-handedly building the largest digital online platform for franchising in India. I think you and your team, of course, Sonia as well, do a tremendous job. So again, congratulations, and thank you for having us and giving us the opportunity to present today and bring to you one of a very exciting concept, and I'll share that. But before I can see people joining us and watching us live on Facebook. I am Venus Barak, and on behalf of Fran Global, I would want to welcome all the audiences and all our team members at today's session. As Archana mentioned, Fran Global is under the umbrella of Franchise India, which is Asia's largest franchise service company, and leads on the international business part. So what is our core business? So my team, we dedicatedly work with international brands from all across the world, across sectors, and work with potential partners, business families, professionals in India and in Bangladesh and in the Middle East as our primary markets for delivery. And our majority, our major services are focused on, master franchising, area development. However, being part of Franchiseindia, over the years, we also have really worked, to bring many interesting international opportunities and make it accessible, affordable to a lot, many people. And today's opportunity is one such opportunities. I think when I started in this business, and this is about 15 years back, an international franchising. In fact, I used to meet people in our franchise shows. They'll tell me, Venus, hame McDonald's chahiye. I think, and most of them, I would say, would not be sort of aware about what it actually takes to McDonald's, and McDonald's doesn't sub franchises in India. But over the years, especially in past 7-8 years, what we have really focused on, as the market in India grows, the demand for new concepts, new categories grows, we really have bring in multiple international brands under different structures and concepts, where many people, individuals, enterprises can actually, acquire international brands. And I would say me and my team are very proud of that fact. So on that note, and I think before I bring in the brand of today, I would want this session to be interactive. I can see we have people. So if you want to interact with us, you need to click on the Q&A box, which you should be able to find at the bottom of your screens. And this is a live session. So you can ask your questions with regards to anything to do with franchising, anything to do with the brand which we are presenting, or the sector. We'll try and answer your questions either during or once we are through with the presentation. Let's make this interactive. If you have joined us for the first time, let us know, where are you from and what are you looking for, since today's opportunity is in sports, we are today presenting HoopMountain, which is a 35-year-old and America's top basketball coaching brand, now available in the Middle East. And we are very proud to represent them for India, because what happened in China 20 years back, where today, where they had almost like no basketball sort of sector, today it's a $300 million business. In India, basketball is not alien. I remember that when I was in school, we had a basketball court, I think, and I know almost every school and college in India would have a basketball court. And we do have a small basketball league as well. We have an NBA India office also. So all the precursors in terms of the momentum in the market, it's there. And with HoopMountain, in past couple of months, since we have started working on the brand, we have been able to build a model which is relevant and adaptable for India. We were able to work with the brand to make it very capital light and include multiple channel options. So a franchisee can really build a sustainable and highly profitable business. So we don't have the brand today because they are in the US, so the time difference is too much. But they do send their regards, and so I think if I can ask my colleague Anshul Bansal to come in and present the opportunity, And I'll be here with my team. Again, share with us any questions, feedback you would have with respect to either the brand or your inquiry about international brand franchising. We would love to hear from you and also answer them as we go. So Anshul, please come in.
Thank you, Venus. Thank you very much for a good start to this session. And with that, we can start with our presentation also. So friends,
Maybe
I think let's play the video first. I think I missed a step.
okay,
I missed a
sure.
step. Yeah.
Sure. Let's go to the video first, please. So who's playing the video?
Archana.
Okay.
Why not Dubai? Dubai is one of the leading cities in the world. Everything's very progressive here. Infrastructure is here. There's a big void for basketball here, and kids are wanting to experience something new. So we decided to come here and bring HoopMountain to them.
And our vision is to bring the basketball community and the basketball culture that we've developed in America here. Dubai is one of those places that's full of opportunity, and we know that it can excel if we bring the culture and community we're used to here.
What makes HoopMountain basketball unique is the fact that we have American coaches that actually played and coached and have gone through the trials and tribulations outside of basketball, but has used some of the things we've learned in basketball to overcome those trials and tribulations.
We do exactly as our tagline says, we live the game. Both of us are visual representations of what type of relationship can form through basketball and what that can do to your life and how it can impact others. So we just want to show basketball is a tool that you can use regardless of your basketball prowess.
Basketball has taken me in many different places, starting from a small town in middle Georgia, getting an opportunity to play for a Hall of Fame coach in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at Temple University named John Chaney. Having the opportunity going to the NCAA tournament 3 or 4 years while playing in college. I had a chance to play for a future Hall of Fame coach at Coppin State once I transferred by the name of Ron Fang Mitchell. I was blessed with the opportunity to play 10 years professionally in various countries, Latin America, Europe, all over Canada, and all of the semi-pro leagues in the United States. Flirting with the opportunity to get into the NBA with the Washington Wizards at one point. Without basketball, I would have never had these opportunities to travel the world and meet interesting people.
Basketball has brought me here to Dubai. I'm from Alexandria, Virginia. I was raised there. I played at T.C. Williams High School.
Is there an issue, Archana? Who is playing the video?
I think this is from Archana's ID.
Okay. Archana, if you can't play this, then I think we can bring in the presentation if there's an issue with the video. Hello?
Yeah, so let's go to the presentation first then.
Yes, let's do that. My apologies for the video. It does happen sometime. It's technology.
Right. So friends, here we are with this brand HoopMountain, and as you can see in the video also, brand has already expanded outside of US in UAE and Kuwait. And now, of
And
course,
coming to Riyadh as well, Saudi
focusing,
Arabia.
yes, coming to Saudi Arabia. And this year, the plan is to set up a similar franchise facility in India also, right? So this is a leading basketball training company from US with a vast experience of over 3 decades. We'll talk about it in detail in the next few slides, and how basketball training and basketball as a sport is gaining a lot of traction in India today across schools, K-12 setups, colleges. People are very keen to take this sport up as as a very good fitness activity, and also as an alternate option to, in India, what we see is cricket as the go-to sport, but basketball is also picking up really well past couple of years. So that's what HoopMountain, one of the leading basketball training companies from US, already expanded in Middle East and now keen for India operations. Right. So here we go with the presentation. First, a quote from Mr. Govindraj, who's the Basketball Federation president, and he says, that every state is to be made a nerve center for basketball across India, and that's the focus from the top itself. That we want to make basketball as famous, as popular as cricket in India. Uh, you know, that's what we want to do. What are the key growth drivers behind this sport? India, of course, remains world's second largest population base after China, and also amongst the youngest nations of the world today, at an average age of 29. And more importantly, age group between 15 to 24 forms about 40% of the population, which is a huge number to look at, considering that population today is close to 140 million, 1400 million population India has, and about 40% of that is between 15 to 24 age bracket. In fact, people, opting for basketball as a sport starts way early. When you're 7, 8, 9 years, 10 years, a class 4th, 5th student also starts playing this game up. So that means another 10% population can also be added in the target segment. So ideally, we're looking at 700 million population, 50% in the segment group. At the same time, we also see one of the fastest growing GDPs, and thus a growing affluence. People have money today to spend on leisure activities, on entertainment and sports and their hobbies. So that is also happening. So three factors: one, a very large population base, young and growing affluence. There is demand for better products and services. There's exposure to international sports, and that's where basketball as a fitness and as an alternate game is picking up really well in this market in India today. Right. So that's where we see a lot of focus on schools also. Schools with their internal infrastructure of basketball courts are putting a lot of focus on offering a training for the sport as well. Uh, India today has about 200 million students, or say 20 crore student in K-12s, which forms the immediate go-to market for such a game. But what is available today? So within school, one, the student can take this training within the school, but the challenge remains that the trainers are usually not up to the standard. They don't have quality certification in terms of the training. So they're there, but they're not there yet. So that's a gap. At the other end, we also see multi-sport sports academies, which are there across major cities. So there also the focus is not there on the game, because there are multiple games there, right? So what we see, for a school-based program, we need to have a dedicated training company to come in and bring with its expertise and experience in training to be able to groom these kids very well for the game. Right, so that's the opportunity we see. 20 crore students in K-12 across India. Of course, not all would be your customers, but a very high percentage can be a customer, and a definite scope for a professionally trained training company to come in and set up these training facilities across India. Right, so that's the opportunity we're looking at here. So then we bring in HoopMountain is one of the leading American basketball training centers. Important words, leading and American. So basketball, a game that started in US. This is a company which is a leading basketball training company from US itself. So you're getting the top quality training from the best company in the business. Right, so that's Mr. Steve Gibbs, founder. We started this company in 1985. So as I said, over more than 3 decades of experience with the company, and Mr. Steve Gibbs himself, and you saw Ryan Yates and Mr. Julian King, the 2 senior trainers that company has. So overall, over these 35 years, many NBA players developed, groomed from their training facilities. Many coaches for NBA being developed and groomed also, so that's been the success. In terms of the program, company started in 1986, and many NBA players have started at HoopMountain events. And there's a strong curriculum in terms of the training facility also. Currently present across 17 states in the US, and then have also expanded in Middle East, in UAE and Kuwait, plus Saudi and Qatar being added this year, right? And India, of course, now plans to get into India as well. HoopMountain India plans. So what are the plans that company has for India? So in India, what we're looking at is, so there are 2 ways of setting up this training. One is we set up independent.
So before that, you want to cover the NBA part? We should, I think.
Okay, sure. Okay, so NBA has also set up operations in India, NBA Academy, and so this is what NBA has been able to do, with one academy at Delhi, which is a standalone academy. Though in fact, this is part of JP Center in Greater Noida, part of the infrastructure, existing infrastructure, not created a new academy. Plus, they're focused on converting existing school infrastructure, using the school infrastructure to offer this training within the school premise. So Delhi NCR, they have converted 7 schools, Mumbai 3, Pune 2, Bangalore and Hyderabad 1 school each. So some of these pictures, as you can see, this is within the school premise, where the training facility or the basketball court within the schools is being used, and trainers from NBA would come in, train the students, during the sports hours or after the school's program, even during the school session itself. Schools would deploy a 1 hour, 2 hour session in between to allow the kids to go through this training facility also. Right. So this is what has happened. On similar note, that's what
I think if I can add that NBA NBA doesn't enter every country. So NBA, which is the biggest basketball sort of association in the world, when they enter a country, that's a strategic sort of move. And after China, them sort of coming to India almost 5, 6, 7 years back, is a step where, I think India has, as Anshul has kind of really taken you through, the age dynamics, the potential of the market, all of those reasons gets combined, and that's why NBA kind of set that up. And I think going ahead, India would be a very high growth market in overall other sports as well, as we are seeing, but in basketball, because I think in India we love team sports, and basketball, it has been pretty much part of our culture, but has not gone mainstream as much. But now, with the way things are, I think we will. There'll be a lot more momentum on the basketball side, and since America leads on this, NBA being already here, I think our partnership with Hoop has been sort of, those have been the fundamentals of us working together with Hoop to really believing that India, if not gonna match, but at least would be of certain size, the basketball, sports market size will be, will be growing quite high. Plus, I think sports coaching is not just about having top stars in sports, but it also about building the character, building, working with children to help them, with their growing up. So I think all those things combined, India, makes a case of an interesting market for basketball in the coming future.
Yes, it is. So on that similar note, like NBA, the company HoopMountain now in terms of their plans. So as you can see, there are two opportunities here. One, we can set up an independent academy, or sort of use existing infrastructure. At the same time, we're also looking at tying up with schools network and using their existing infrastructure to continue to offer this training facility. So on that note, company has plans to set up a regional master franchisee with a role to appoint, city unit franchise. So for example, if I look at Delhi NCR, we will have one regional master franchise for Delhi NCR, who will then have these 6, 7, 8 unit franchisees under him. And each of these unit franchisee would then reach out to say 2, 3, 4 schools each, and offer this training within the school's premise, right? So overall, we can look at across NCR some 30, 40 schools over next 5 years to come on board to our city unit franchisees. Right. So again, I say HoopMountain would bring in a regional master franchisee. So say a Delhi NCR master franchise. And then this Delhi NCR master franchisee would then have a unit franchisee under him. Say one for Gurgaon, one for Faridabad, one Noida, maybe Delhi, we can do 2, 3 partners. So these 7, 8 unit franchisees under each regional master franchisee can come in. And then each of these unit franchisees will have a role to reach out to schools and offer their training service within the school premise. Right, and depending on the number of schools, you can there are a number of schools that can be done under each unit franchisee also. Typically, you would need one trainer. One trainer can do at 1 hour session, can train up to 10 students in one round. So depending on the hours we're able to get from the school, we can define the revenue potential for you from that school. Right. The advantage here is that the payout to school usually is a fixed payout as like a rental value, while to the student we charge by number of classes they attend. So that makes it a very high margin business for you. We'll talk about the financials once we get to the Excel. I'll first take you through the presentation. As I was saying, so we're looking at regional master franchisees. to each develop 8 to 10 city unit franchise. So if you look at North India, Delhi NCR, we see potential in Chandigarh, Ludhiana, Jaipur, Dehradun, Lucknow, Kanpur, Shimla. So ideally all major cities which have a strong presence of K-12 schools, some large schools are there who already have basketball courts with them, would be our go-to markets. The green ones are priority markets, of course. So Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, then South, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, in fact, Kolkata also. So these are the top 7, 8 cities happen to be the top priority markets. Well, of course, there's opportunity across these 25 cities that we can look at it. So any city, that has 5, 7, 10 large K-12s, and these K-12s also have basketball courts with them, then it becomes a very interesting opportunity for our franchise partner, right? Okay, now in terms of the support, so what company has done is in UAE and Kuwait, once they started these 2 markets last year, they've brought in their trainers from US directly to stay with the team in UAE and Kuwait, and offer their training. So there is no gap in terms of the global standard of training that HoopMountain would offer in US. The same sort of training is offered in UAE and Kuwait also. So that's part of their global expansion strategy. And the same strategy we want to follow for India also. So like you saw, Mr. Julian King, who is a senior trainer with the company, has vast experience as a player and then as a coach. He's there himself in based out of UAE and working with coaches there. Similarly, we would deploy another senior trainer from US in India to work with you and your training team to ensure the top quality service is maintained, top quality training is maintained, and the global standards are followed in terms of the training given to the students. That's a very good support function that company wants to bring in. Apart from that, the HoopMountain advantage, you get hands-on training from the teams, then proven success, good 3 decades of experience, expanded outside of US in UAE and Kuwait. And of course, that experience of setting up new markets also gives a new sort of experience to company to get into another markets also now. So we're also looking at getting into Saudi and Qatar alongside India. So 3 markets would start parallelly, and then complete understanding on marketing programs in terms of how to reach out to schools, how to onboard a school, what is the marketing communication we need to use. So all their experience of over 3 decades is what we want to bring in to you in India also. These are some of the testimonials from Kuwait and UAE market. We'll skip that part. In terms of the support function, so access to knowledge and experience. So also very important, we work with international coach, Mr. Rob McClanagan, who's trained some of the leading names in the game like LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and many others. So Rob also works with Mr. Steve and can bring in his expertise in terms of training your coaches in India, right? So that will happen. Training, as I've already mentioned, with great focus on training, we bring in our US trained professionals from US itself to spend time with the team here in India. Then pre-opening and marketing assistance that we can bring in. So reasons to partner HoopMountain, by becoming a HoopMountain partner, of course, basketball training you can do on your own also. But again, by becoming a HoopMountain partner, you of course eliminate the learning curve. You get the top quality content, the right training program, the structure, and you can of course minimize your risk, maximize your potential, and very important, you're not venturing into a market alone. You're there with somebody who stands with 3 decades of experience and working with the top professionals in the game. So that's what HoopMountain can bring to you. So their success in US over 3 decades and already a successful name in Middle East, and that's the advantage company brings to you once you start in India also. So on that note, I will close the presentation, but quickly go to our financial plan as well. For a unit perspective, yes, here it is. So we're
Share
looking
the
at
area perspective also, right, Anshul here?
yeah. So in terms
We will
of
share the area perspective.
yes. So in terms of the initial investment as a unit franchisee, because we're not setting up any.
We can't see your
basketball.
screen, Anshul. We can't see
No,
your
I've
screen.
not shared anything yet. Okay, this should be visible now. So as I was saying, because we're not setting up any new infrastructure, we're going to be using schools' existing facility. The only investment that a unit franchisee makes is towards franchise fee, which is a $35,000 franchise fee for a unit. Which converts to roughly about 25 lakh rupees as a unit franchisee. So by paying this 25 lakh rupee franchise fee, you can get started. You don't need an office to begin with. No other investment is required to be done. In terms of the training offering, you need to have one senior trainer with you. And as I said, one trainer can do up to 10 students per hour. And depending on the timings available with the schools, his duty roster can be planned accordingly. So if you have 4 schools with you, alternate day can be set up with each school where the trainer goes for an hour and caters to these 10 students. And multiple hours per schools per day can also be done. So ideally, one trainer can do multiple schools within a week, and 1 hour session is 10 students per session can be done. Right. So that's the capacity. That's how we can define the capacity. In terms of the revenues, then we're looking at 6 revenue streams here. One is the direct coaching stream. So looking at $10 a month sort of fee, $10 a month fee, and looking at 150 students to begin with in year 1. So that converts to $18,000 annual revenue. Then we have college and prep school consulting by US coach only. So that's a $3,000 and $3,000 annual fee, and we can do up to 5 students in this case. So $9,000 from that. Then we have summer camps in US, $6,000 fee, and up to 20 students can be done in that program. Similarly,
Anshul, you want to explain what does it? You want to explain what does it actually really mean? People might not be able to understand what a US summer camp is, because I think it makes sense for a fees of 750 or 1,500 rupees a month for a basketball coaching, but I mean, many people would know here that there is a large contingent of students which apply and appear in various exams and then apply for schools in colleges, if I can use that word, in US. So there is a market for doing, US summer prep school tours. They already are there, but who, being in the business for 35 years, has been doing this for various countries from all across the world. India is a very large market for study abroad for students, especially US is a very large market. So we believe that apart from the regular coaching for families who are sending their kids to the US, we should be able to have a couple of kids every year to go for, I think it's a 2-week program. I think it's 2-week program, right? I
Yes,
think it's a 2-week program.
it's
So for 2 weeks, they are visiting different schools. They are getting a certain, idea, and they're also getting coached in basketball as well. So yes, but the numbers will be limited. I do believe, I think 20 might be high, but let's even say 5 students. Start with 5, and then it's a progressive business, because you successfully do one trip with, let's say, 4 or 5 kids, then those families are actually your best reference point. So this is, again, it is only possible because you would not find this particular sort of a revenue stream in any other sports coaching business. But because Hoop has been working with different schools, colleges from last 35 years, they have the capability and access to best schools where many business families would feel comfortable sending their children from exposure standpoint, and also to heighten their chances of admission.
right.
So Anshu, let's give a like a broader idea, and then I think if somebody would want to take this one-on-one, we can get on calls.
And sure. So similarly for the master franchisee, then master franchisee or a regional master franchise, we're looking at a master fee of $150,000, or say 1 crore master fee at a regional level, which means this could be a North India master franchise at a 1 crore master fee.
And what happens with the master? How would they earn their
Okay.
how would they span the business?
Yes, so master then has a role to bring in the unit franchisees under them, and as I said, each of these units would then reach out to schools, and they do have share in the franchise fee they collect from each unit franchise. So typically the master franchisee has 3 revenue streams. One is the direct unit operations that the master would operate himself. Second, he gets a share in the franchise fee that he collects from the unit franchisee, that is 50% of $35,000 each from unit franchisee. And then there's also a share in the royalties. So the royalty collected from the unit franchisee, that is 10% of his revenues. There's a 50% share in that also. So 3 revenue streams. One is the direct operations for the master. Second is 50% share in the franchise fee they collect. And third is 50% share in the royalties they collect from the unit franchise.
Right. So Bharta, I've got your question. We have not displayed the financials. I think overall, there are 2 opportunities available. One, as a master, and we are looking for 4 master franchisees in India. And
Yes.
under that, every master should be able to have about, I think, how many unit franchisees?
So anywhere
About
between 10
20?
to 15. Anywhere
10 to
between
15.
10 to 15 unit franchises can be done, yes.
Right, and for at a unit level, Subarta, the investment is about just 25 lakhs. And and overall, you should be able to do a top line, including all the revenues, lines. You should be able to do a top line of how much, Anshu?
1.5 crores
Average?
annual, 1.5 crore annual, $200,000. So that's 1.5 crores annual business is what a unit franchisee should be able to do.
Yeah, even if we say, let's say, if we say that's on optimistic side, although it is not, we are not, I think we are saying that about 150 to 200 kids per unit, which is not,
Yes.
which is not much. You should be able to at least, 50% efficiency of that. Even then, and again, you don't have, except having the American trainer as a master. I think there are not many. This is a high margin business, and you don't have many fixed expenses, because what we did with the brand, because outside in the US and in the Middle East, in the Middle East, they have actual physical brick and mortar academies. And
Yes.
what we thought that if I make this model, and opening a physical academy, I think the investment per unit would go to almost about 1.5 crores, one unit. And that's what we wanted to avoid. So what we were able to kind of, get brands, support, approval, is that we are going to run the best basketball coaching in the country, but we will be using the existing venues available. So the franchisee doesn't have to worry about the capital investment he would be making. He has to make. The investment is only into buying the franchise license of the brand and operating the brand. So this opportunity can be suitable for yes, so but I'll come to that. So there is not much infrastructure requirement. You would have to, of course, buy sport kits and everything, but that's smaller part. What you will be renting as only on necessary basis, existing venues. Let's say they can be schools, sports clubs, and parks, depending upon the size of the class. So it's a very high margin, and a business where you will be working with parents, kids, and really, in the end, changing lives. And because we were able to work with the brand to not put up a physical academy, which will make this affordable, which would make this unaffordable for majority of people in India, we have brought the model, and that's what I told you in the beginning. It has been our focus to make international brands accessible to a lot more people in India. So with Hoop, I think with an overall investment at a unit level of, I think everything including 35 lakhs, including franchise fees, let's say buying sports kits and other, you can actually open and from day one, India's #1 basketball academy. That's the business. And the brand is going to help you to get train you to get students, get clients, and of course, in many other things. You will get complete support. The brand is very, very particular who they work with. So in this business, unlike many other businesses we work with, we are not looking for typical investor profile, because this is a sports and coaching business. We need people who are who actually understand the factor of working with children, and they're passionate, and of course have the ability to start and build a business which would, I mean, the life cycle of these kind of businesses is very long. It never goes. Once you are in the business, all the schools, all the kids, all the parents are going to keep on coming to you. So it's a very long-term business, but a very serious business. So we're looking for people who are who are passionate about sports coaching, working with children, and still want to build a very profitable, but yet a business which has a lot of reputation factor in it. And so that's what we are looking for. I think the other question. Subhata, they are so NBA is an association and is an academy, and so is Hoop. But Hoop is not an association. But of course, Hoop has had hundreds of NBA players as their coaches, as they have trained hundreds of NBA players as well. They almost every NBA player knows them. So they have a lot of reputation. So what we are bringing to you is a brand which has trained NBA players, which has had NBA players as coaches. Julian actually was a mainstream player. So that's what we bring, which is not available. We did our research, it's just not available. And so if you want to build a fairly, I would say, low cost business, capital light business, international brand business, which involves sports coaching, working with children and parents, has a aspect of international student exchange also, because you can have a student tours, summer tours for prep schools. So very interesting opportunity, but not for everyone. I think I would say that. So if you think this is something which you would want to know, we would love to hear from you. Anshul?
Yes.
Anything to add?
No, I think that's a good discussion so far. So in terms of the opportunity, yes, basketball as a game is gaining a lot of traction, as I said earlier as well. And HoopMountain, with their experience of over 3 decades in US, one of the leading companies offering a franchise opportunity here in India, already have done franchisee in Middle East, in UAE and Kuwait, also expanding in Saudi and Qatar. So they have the experience in terms of managing a franchise relationship outside of US, and with their experience in training and their team of experts, professionals who have worked with them, who played at NBA, played across the globe. So that's the advantage that you should be leveraging on to offer a top quality basketball training service in India. There's a definite scope here, and probably the best company to partner with in this category.
Correct. And if you would, is Westerner, will you give only one franchise? So, but I think if you're from, I'm assuming you're from West Bengal, correct? So, we can have a discussion. You have my information, Subarta. Just write to me. What are you looking for? And then we can have a one-on-one discussion. But, primarily, we would want to start with, of course, main cities in India, because that's where you have a ready audience, sort of eligible K-12s. And so we can have one-on-one discussion. But I know I think we are just on time here. I hope this was helpful. I know we could not get the brand today because of the time difference. So, but we have, if you want to hear from the brand, we have done, we have a video session which we have recorded. So we'll share that link with you. And then if you want to know more, I think you have my information, reach out to us. We would love to have a chat and see if we can help you in your journey to acquire an international franchise for Hoop or any other brand. We are a complete market entry firm, and our core business is to engage with international brands and help them find partners. So thank you so much for your time. And I want to thank, of course, all the FIBL, Franchiseindia, and Fran Global team, Ansho, to make this session happen. And we look forward to do more of these. And let us know if you would want to. We would wait to hear back from you. Thank you so much, Archana.
So thank you so much, Venus. Thank you so much, Anshul, for giving us rather this opportunity to showcase your brand to all the investors who have joined us today. We really appreciate the effort done by both of you. All the dear friends, thank you so much for registration and attending this particular webinar. You can connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. You can also write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. Venus, you want to share your number, you can write in chat box. We request in case you wish to share. You can, sure. All the dear friends, you can also connect with us at different social handles. Franchiseindia is available at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as LinkedIn. And please do share your suggestion and feedback with us, because that will help us in improving our process. And we wish you to join us for the biggest event of the year. We are organizing a physical meeting for 2 days on 4th and 5th of September in JW Marriott's Aero City, where we have invited and showcasing 150 plus brands for each one of you, international as well as national opportunities. So you wish to join us for these 2 particular days, you can be in touch with any of us with Franchiseindia team to get the registration. Look forward to have you for our FRO, which is happening on 5th and 4th of September in Delhi. And you want to have more guidance from Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am, you can get so by joining them at their LinkedIn IDs. Information we have just shared on the screen. Please do connect with them. And today, under our Bharat Franchise Show, the show which will start at 7 p.m., we are inviting you to join us for our Mumbai chapter. We have invited directors, founders, as well as representatives from top 5 companies. The companies will come, showcase, digitally interact with you to explain their business model. So to attend this particular show, either reach out to us at our business hotline number, or you can join us at the Facebook page where we have shared the registration link. And tomorrow, under our weekend series, again, we are starting with a very big event, which is ROI show. The show will not only explain and give you the visibility on the business options from the brand side, but also we are inviting Mr. Gaurav Maria, who is the chairman at Franchiseindia, to talk about how ROI will work for you if you get associated with these brands. So it's a full day power-packed opportunity which we are bringing for you. We'll start with the formal note from Gaurav sir, from Sonia ma'am, inviting the brand, talking about these opportunities. To do registration today at our business hotline number, which I'll again repeat for you, 97176-83838, to join us tomorrow sharp 12 p.m. for our ROI show. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day. Thank you so much.